We had some things come off the docket.
Okay. Well, typically what I do here is the PCCs, I let the prosecutor handle it with the defense attorneys, and they let me know if we need to schedule a date or if we have a plea. If we have a plea, then I'll put it on the record. The only other things we have is pretrial. So if we have a plea to put on the record, I can pull up those cases. Sound good to you, Mr. Stone?
Yeah, that's fine, Judge. I know we have a few waivers. I do have a plea on one file.
Okay.
I got another case. There's a bond motion.
Okay.
So
Do you want to be in on the pleas typically?
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, whatever you want to do.
All right.
So I don't really care who you bring on in. Just let me know, and I'll check it out on my docket here. And
All right. Christy, you want to do the special unit one first to get.
That's what I was going to ask you to get Jeff, because it looks like the defendant's not here. So I'm going to bring in APA Hall, and he is going to be on Aisha Howard.
Howard, okay.
The defense attorney is here. The defendant is not.
Okay.
And Mr. Birch should be coming in.
There we go. All right, we are on the record, People versus Howard. Counselors, could you identify yourself for the record?
Jeffrey Hill on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. George A. Birch appearing on behalf of Aisha Howard.
Well, good to see you both today. Any word from Ms. Howard?
Your Honor, no, I haven't. I've tried every address that I was provided with, and I have not heard back from her as of today.
All right. Well, the record should reflect it is now approximately 1:22, and she's failed to appear on this multi-count felony. So bond in this matter will be $10,000 cash surety only. If you hear from her, have her call on in, and we can see why she didn't appear, okay?
Very good, Your Honor.
Good to see you, Mr. Birch. Stay safe.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Here,
Have a good day.
you too, Counselor.
Bye-bye.
All right, Christy, do we have the jail in yet?
Which is surprised. They're usually the first ones on.
Okay.
And I got OKs back on them too. So
Do you have Jeff Perlman in there?
I do.
Why don't we do him? He's got the
The review.
People versus Robert Shabib.
Shabib.
It's a review on a competency hearing and a bond motion.
I'm sorry, it's a review for the preliminary exam, setting preliminary exam? Or?
No, Judge. He was set for competency.
Oh, competency. All right, we're going to have a stip to it?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. We can bring him in, and his attorney.
I just saw, oh, there's Mr. Perlman and Mr. Shabib.
Good morning. We are on the record, People versus Omar Shabib. Counselors,
Yes.
your names for the record?
Robert Omar Shabib.
Counselor?
May it please this honorable court, Jeffrey W. Perlman, on behalf of Robert Shabib.
Mr. Perlman, you got a horrible connection. You're echoing.
My Mac system is not working. I apologize. I have to talk to you from my telephone.
Oh, it sounds
Is it
great
any better now, Your Honor?
Yeah, much better. You might have had two connections going on. That's perfect. And counsel for the people, Mr. Stone?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
We're here for a hearing in regard to competency. It appears that the people and the defense have stipulated to the report whereby there was a finding of competency, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
That's correct, Judge.
Both Jeff Stone and I agree that my client is competent to go forward with his probable cause conference, which we can have today, or set this matter down for an exam.
All right. Well, the sheet that I have in front of me asks for an in-person exam in February. Is that what you still want?
Yeah, it all depends on the COVID situation, but we do want an in-person exam. And I'm hoping we're going to waive the speedy trial issues, and I'm hoping the court can give us a late February date so we can do in person.
All right. Well, okay, I'll leave that to Judge Gerds' docket. And I will note that there is a stipulation of finding of competency. We'll work with the court clerk in regard to setting a preliminary examination date in February. There's also a bond request, correct?
There's another issue and then a bond request. I just want to
what's
place
the
on the
other issue?
record, I spoke with Mr. Stone, and he's aware now that we have a raised just eyewitness, Third Circuit Court Judge Ed Ewell, who was there during the incident when the man came in, the alleged victim in this case, and threatened my client, or was threatening in a threatening manner. So I just want to make sure the record reflects that should be in the DVDs as well as the audio that was recorded by the FBI, that the circuit court judge was there during the time of the shooting. And I just want to make sure all just eyewitnesses are subpoenaed by the prosecutor's office.
Okay.
And if Mr.
Notice
Stone
is
could
put on the record.
acknowledge. Thank you.
Mr. Stone, you got that?
Yeah, Your Honor. Counsel and I, like I said, we spoke
Talk.
the other day regarding that. I've since gotten that Judge Ewell's contact information as much as he could provide from counsel, and I'll be working to add him to my witness list.
Excellent.
And in regard to the bond conditions, it's currently 10,000. Looks like cash only plus a GPS tether.
No, Judge, it was 10,000 personal with a GPS tether. My client's been in East Point for 27 years running a store. He has 2 other stores and a scrapyard. He has 15 employees, 2 children in college. He's got a full plate, to say the least.
What, less than personal? I don't know that I can do less than personal.
He's been on the tether for a long time, Your Honor. It's not only been misfunctioning and malfunctioning. I'm asking for the tether to be removed. And if the court wants a money bond, monetary bond, anything but the tether. I think since he's been in the community, he's been in this court about 25 times, and he's never failed. He's always appeared. I'm not talking criminal matters, civil matters. And this is the 3rd time in the criminal matter. He's always appeared, never had a problem with the tether. He has a problem working with the tether and living with the tether because it's getting in the way at the scrapyard and moving appliances.
What's the prosecutor's position?
Judge, the people opposed this request previously for a couple reasons. First of all, I understand that the defendant, we both agree that he is now competent, but a referral was made because we had concerns regarding competency. Secondly, Judge, it's a GBH case involving a firearm which was fired, and the victim in this matter was struck, albeit in the foot, but still a gunshot wound was suffered. I think that the tether requirement, Judge, is not, it's more of a protection for society in contact with this victim. I don't think that an inconvenience, that it being an inconvenience is sufficient reason to remove it.
All right. He's been under the supervision of this court and on the tether conditions since June, and we haven't had any apparent problems with him and his conduct. I will allow removal of the tether. I am going to continue the no contact provision. There's no possession of any firearms. And Mr. Shabib, you understand there's to be no contact with the complaining witness in this matter. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. I've never done anything anyway.
Excellent. Okay. Well, let's keep it that way.
Thank
all
you,
right,
sir.
that's all for today. You gentlemen all have a good day.
I appreciate
You
it.
too, you and your staff. Thank you, Mr. Stone. Thank you, Judge.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
You want a good judge? That's a good judge,
He likes you, Judge.
Made somebody happy. Hopefully there's not a lot of celebration.
Uh,
The
You
jail
gotta-
signed into the wrong Zoom. That's why they're not here.
Are they with me on mine? They're probably on my Sinclair Shores.
So they will be here shortly.
okay.
Mr. Stone, you got a good compliment today in my court.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. One of the attorneys was just singing your praises.
Oh, a compliment of me.
Yes, a huge compliment. It was,
Oh, great.
yeah. The
Good
only
to
thing
know.
it was actually Pat Coletta who was doing the work, and you got you got the acclaim for it. Pat was in my court today, and he said, "I just want to thank Mr. Stone. He did a great job." So you're getting praises anyway.
They probably just got me on my mind because I call them about 3 times every week trying to get them to respond to this docket.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So what else we have?
Do you have Mr. Spitzer in there with
Spitzer.
Kristen Poole?
I have Poole, but I don't have Spitzer on my docket.
Well, I'm sorry. Spitzer is the attorney.
Oh, the attorney. I'm sorry. Probably cause.
I don't have them in my waiting room yet. I do have a phone number in here. And they must have just came in because I renamed everybody.
Okay, no problem then.
Did you have another one that was a plea?
The plea is a incarcerated person.
Gotcha.
How about Mark? Oh, no, that's in custody. Is Becker in there?
I have Mr. Becker.
Okay, he hasn't heard from any of his clients, so I don't know if they're in there or not. Reese and Parham.
I have Reese and I have Parham in here. I did have Parham.
He has not spoken to them, so I guess let's not call those.
I do have his Mr. Banks in here, and I believe that was the one that we were going to adjourn, but they want to do a dress bond.
Okay.
Patrick Banks, does that one ring a bell, Jeff?
No, it doesn't.
You want me to let you talk to him first on all his cases, and then we'll just run through them?
Oh, no, I recall, but I think Steve Becker needs to talk to
Mr. Reese.
Reese and Parham. So I don't know if you can throw those 3 in a breakout room or not, but
Let me pull them all in because we know how that goes when, and I don't see Mr. Parham now, so let me bring in Mr. Becker. Mr. Reese.
Hey, look at that. Under 7 hours.
Hey, stop. I do have Mr. Reese here. Well, if he,
Okay. I tried to call him. I couldn't get a hold of him. So the other 2 guys, Banks and Morris. I think Banks said he was going to be at work, but he said he should be able to call in.
Banks is here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna open this breakout room and then hope maybe Mr. Reese.
Parham and Morris. Oh,
Morris, we adjourned,
Morris, you adjourned also, or Willingham?
both of those.
Morris, you adjourned too?
Yep.
Okay, what date? Same day as Willingham? Hi, Judge.
Steven, how you been?
Good. Trying to hang in there. How about yourself?
Can't complain. All is good. Trying to figure out my technology. That's all.
Yes. Yeah. Brave new world of practicing law, apparently.
Yeah, it is. I see a lot of it that's going to stick, but then a lot of it that I want to get rid of too. But we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, there's good and bad for both.
Yep. Yep.
Morris is gonna be the 26th at 1.
January 26th at 1. Okay.
Yes.
All right, then we just got the other 3 then. Banks, Burnham and Reese.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you and Reese in a breakout room right now.
Okay.
And hopefully he'll come to the. I'm just gonna pull this phone number in. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
What is your name?
Kareem Parham.
I thought you were there earlier. Okay, hold on one moment.
Okay.
I'm closing this room because I'm gonna try this one. He's not. I'm putting.
Yeah,
him-
just looking at myself in the breakout room. So,
Yeah, I have Mr. Parham here though. I'm gonna put you guys in a breakout room.
okay. So you want me to rejoin or?
Yes.
Let me see how I do that. Let's see here. Raise hand and disconnect audio. It normally gives me the option to rejoin, but it's not.
Hold on.
I don't want to raise my
I
hand.
closed them.
Mr. Burnham, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Mr. Becker. I'm going to be your attorney. So right now, what the prosecutor is offering is a.
I'm moving you.
Oh,
Hold
are you
on.
moving us? Okay. Hold on, Mr. Burnham. I thought we were in the room already.
He should go. I was gonna say he goes automatically because he's a phone call. I do have the jail here now.
Okay, great. How about Cynthia Check is the attorney on Travato?
And that's the plea, correct?
Yep.
I have the jail in here twice, so I don't know which ones. Can you hear us, sir?
Yes,
What is your name?
Tyler Travato.
Put the right one in.
Lucky shot.
Yeah. That doesn't happen all the time.
Mr. Travato, good afternoon. We're bringing in your attorney right now, okay? And we'll get rolling on this.
Listen, I need help.
Ms. Check, let us know when you can hear us.
I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. I just don't have video of you.
I know. You know what I did is I updated the Zoom app, and now I'm struggling with the video. So
Well, that didn't work out well.
I know. Let me try one more time, please. Judge, am I able to proceed without the camera?
I don't have a problem with it. We'd love to have you here by video as well, but as long as we have your audio, I'm okay with it. Are you all right with it?
I'm fine with it. I'm going to ask my client. Is that okay with you, Tyler?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
All right. And counselors, could you state your name for the record for me, please?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Cynthia Raphael Check on behalf of Mr. Travato.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
And we're here today for the purpose of a probable cause conference. However, we've come to a proposed resolution whereby counts 1 and 2 shall be dismissed upon a plea of guilty to count 4. I'm sorry, would that be counts 1, 2, and 3 will be dismissed? Count 4, there'll be a plea of guilty to use of heroin, and count 5 will be a plea of guilty to attempted possession of analogs, both of which are the 1-year misdemeanors, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Travato, is that a correct understanding of your plea agreement?
Yes.
And you understand if you do plead guilty to these 2 charges, you could go to jail for a year on both of them, and you'd be waiving all the rights in regard to going forward with trial. You'd be waiving your right to cross-examine witnesses called against you, call witnesses of your own, to testify or remain silent, not have that silence used against you. You'd be waiving your right to go forward with an attorney to represent you, which could be appointed at taxpayer expense, and you wouldn't have a trial of any kind. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Has anybody forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you on probation or parole to any court?
No.
Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, would you like to voir dire your client in regard to the alleged incident of November 8th of this year?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Mr. Travato, were you in the city of East Point on November 8th of 2020?
Yes.
And on that day, did you use a controlled substance, namely heroin?
Yes.
And did you have a valid prescription for heroin?
No.
Okay, and on that same
You
date,
mean the analog?
no, for the heroin. Now,
Okay.
on that date, did you have possession of an analog named Xanax?
Yes.
And did you have a valid prescription for Xanax?
No.
Your Honor, defense is satisfied.
Court is satisfied. The prosecution satisfied?
Yes, Your Honor.
I accept the plea of guilty to add count 4 and 5. I'll dismiss counts 1, 2, and 3. I'll set this matter for a substance abuse assessment and for sentencing. And that'll do it for today. Any questions?
Your Honor, is the court, I know what I just heard what the court said, but would the court be inclined by any means to do an immediate sentencing? The reason I ask is I've been told by Mr. Stone that there is an extradition hold on my client in Denver, Colorado, with an immediate taken custody. That's a case that he has pled guilty to, but was never sentenced on, a misdemeanor. And I know he's also been in custody for several weeks now, actually almost 2 months, well, about a month and a half. So I'm asking if the court would do immediate sentencing or alternatively, a potential bond is not going to help.
Yeah, no, actually, I'd like to have some more information about any treatment regimen that he might be undergoing or what the background is. So I'm going to need some additional information. So I need a substance abuse assessment, and I think Colorado will just have to wait on their extradition. Okay.
Okay, and Your Honor, would that be sent by the court, or are we getting a date?
That'd be set by the court.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
And I muted her, and then she had to come back on to. Okay, do we want to do Mr. Parham?
Sure.
Yeah.
Parham.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Parham, good afternoon. We're in
Hello,
session.
how you doing today?
Good. It's People versus Parham. Counselor, your name for the record?
Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. For the record, Attorney Stephen Beck representing Mr. Parham. Mr. Parham, state your name for the record.
Kareem, good morning, Kareem. I said Parham.
This date and time set for a pretrial. What are we going to do on this case, gentlemen?
Your Honor, we've actually resolved this file. We're asking that the court accept a no contest plea to an added count 2, disturbing the peace, whereupon count 1 would be dismissed. I've explained to Mr. Parham that the court's going to
Mr. Becker,
accept no contest.
Mr. Becker, I'm not going to do it by telephone. So I don't even, if he wants to come into our court at the, in St. Clair Shores, we have a device that he can use if he can't get a device of his own, but I'm not going to do it by telephone.
You need the
I'll
video.
Yeah, I need video and audio, not just audio. So,
Mr.
like I said,
Parham,
we
are you
have
able to
iPads
put-
here that he can come use if he wants, but
Mr.
Oh,
Parham,
what,
are you
for
able to do
Zoom?
video today?
Do
Yes.
a video today? Yes, I gotta download
Yes.
the app. I had to.
okay.
What is it, Zoom?
Maybe if Mr. Parham can download the app, we can pass my other cases, Judge.
What kind of, I'm sorry, he's going to be pleading to what?
Disturbing the peace.
Okay, so I'm probably not going to need a PSI or anything. If he can make it to a video Zoom app, like I said, he's more than welcome to come to St. Clair Shores. We have iPads that he can use at the front counter outside the door, so he's safe. Or he can try to download the app. I'll be more than happy to take the plea and do immediate sentencing. But I'm not going to do it just by telephone, okay?
I get you. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Parham,
It's breaking up. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, you definitely break it up, Mr. Parham. I'll have you call Mr. Becker directly, okay?
I think it's Mr. Becker that's
I
breaking
can't
up.
hear anything he's trying to say to me, sir.
Yeah,
Hello?
we'll get you to call him directly, okay? Just hold tight for a second. I can't hear him either, so that's why I didn't want to just
Very
do
well.
Okay.
So Mr. Parham, I'm going to put you back in the waiting room and you need to download Zoom, the app.
Okay.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Oh. Just sent a message to Mr. Becker. Mr. Parham, you had a question?
Yes. I need to speak with my attorney. You guys have like a way I can communicate with him?
Yeah, I can. Do you have his phone number?
No, I don't know.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, 586-615-5617.
But all right. So I gotta sit on the line still right now and download the app because I got Boost Mobile. I can't do anything on my internet while I'm on the telephone.
Okay,
Try to call Mr.
download the app and then log back in.
Download the app and then log back in.
Yes.
All right, thank you. I didn't get the attorney's phone number.
Do you want to go back in a room with him again, Mr. Becker, and explain this to him?
Yeah, I need him to because I
Yeah,
need
please.
to,
All right. I've got a couple cases with Mark Haddad. He has Sean Ureef,
The two jailers. Mr. Haddad was here
Seegers.
and now he's not.
Oh, all right. Sally Irwin, Attorney Irwin, and Tara Thompson.
Miss Irwin was in here. I don't see her now.
All right.
Am I offending people?
Did Attorney Spitzer come back?
Mr. Spitzer is here. I do not see his client.
All right, why don't we call those, judges might be a fail to appear.
Okay.
That's Kristen Poole. She has 2 files.
Kristen Poole. Thanks.
Are you picking them up in the hallway?
What's that?
Are you picking them up on the recorder in the hallway?
Yes and no. Sometimes I am.
Do you want me to tell them to be quiet? I'm sorry, hold on 1 second.
Great.
Hey, guys.
Mr. Spitzer, did you get my message this morning?
Mr. Spencer, can you hear us okay? Might be froze up.
Nope, I can hear you now, Judge.
Oh, great. How are you today, Counselor?
I'm great, thank you, Judge.
Mr. Stone was just asking you if you got his message today.
I got a the way they do. I got the way they do discovery now, Judge. It was it's like encoded, and you have to uncode it. So I was able to uncode it. It's on one of the files, so I could view a video. And the way it came out, there was like 45 squares after I uncoded it. And I clicked on 45 squares, but I never did get to see a video, which I was looking for. Maybe it was the way it was encoded, or maybe it's just my my technological.
Your software? Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely have to coordinate that, but have you heard from Ms. Poole at all?
You know, at one time she was in rehab, but I've called her like 3 times over the past week, and I haven't heard from her.
Yeah, she posted the bond, but then she hasn't appeared here and she hasn't contacted the court. So it's now about 10 to 2. So I'm going to issue a bench warrant, Mr. Spitzer. If you do hear from her, let us know and we can get that bench warrant set aside, okay, and not forfeit the bond that she posted. But for right now, I'm going to issue a bench warrant.
Okay, yep. All right.
All right, you have a nice day. Stay safe.
Yep, you too. Thank you.
Do you have a bond amount on that, Judge?
It's 15,000 cash surety only.
Thank you. On both?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Christy, who do you got in the waiting room when you're ready?
I have,
Attorney-wise, I guess.
I have Mr. Stotts on a Joseph Johnson.
That'll probably be a fail to appear too.
I do have Mr. Johnson in my waiting room.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to pull them in, I don't think Mr. Stotts has spoken to him.
Okay, then I'll go ahead then and pull him in, and I'll put him in a.
Mr. Johnson?
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon. We're getting your attorney on board. And we're going to put you in a breakout room. Just be a second. Mr. Stotts, are you there?
Thank you.
I am here.
All right, we're going to put you in a breakout room so that you can talk to your client. Have you already talked to him or do you need to talk to him?
No, I need to talk to him.
All right, well, good to see you. We'll put you in a breakout room. Just a second.
All right. Who else you got, Christy?
I have Mr. Weiner on Jubinville.
Okay. I don't know if he's talked to her. He didn't get a notice. I think he didn't. I don't think he filed this. Judge, I don't know if Mr. Weiner, if there's an appearance in the file.
Yeah, I see Mr. Becker still on my docket.
He was supposed to email me today a substitution and an appearance. I'm not sure. I can check to see if I got it.
All right, we'll see if they've talked. It looks like he wants an adjournment and a waiver of the 21-day rule, so. Oh, that was back in October, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what he wants today.
And I do have his substitution in my email.
Actually, you know what, Judge? I believe he said a deviation and we haven't gotten a decision on it.
All right. Christie, if I adjourn this, you'll be able to get him a date?
Yes.
All right, I'll adjourn that one so you can get a date. Probably in about, let's do about 21 days, see if the deviation came through.
I can go into probably January 12th.
Whatever the attorney's good with, doesn't matter to me.
I will, you know what, I'll email him because it
Yeah,
looks like
just talk to him and whatever you come up with the date, that's fine.
okay. Have you talked to Mr. Janadia, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't think he's had any contact with his client.
And I do not see his client in the courtroom.
Well, let's pull in Gary and see what he has to say.
And he
That's
is on D'Angelo G.
G.
Mr. Janadia.
Uh-oh, let's see if I. Here is this. I think he might be.
Hello?
There he is. Mr. Janadia, how are you today?
I'm good. How's everybody?
We can't complain. We're on the record, People versus G. Have you had any contact with Mr. G? Have you heard from him at all?
I am not, Judge.
All right. Well, he was supposed to be here at 1 o'clock and it's now 1:57. So I'm going to issue a bench warrant. If you do hear from him, let us know so we can get that bench warrant removed. Okay. Just check and see real quick. It's 10,000 cash surety only. Okay.
Okay, Judge.
All right. You have a nice day and stay safe.
All right, thanks. You too, Judge. Happy holidays. Bye, everybody.
You too.
Hi, Gary.
Hi, Christy.
All right, any other attorneys pop back up?
I have Mr. Cholog, which that's just a sentencing. Mr. Burgess, Mr. D'Onofrio, and Mr. Becker's back.
Is there a PSI with the sentencing or?
Who is it? Let me see. Probably not.
No.
Kyle Cole's not in the waiting room?
I think maybe D'Onofrio's in there on his behalf.
Oh, okay. I haven't talked to them. So if you want to bring her in and then throw us in a breakout room or something like that, that's fine.
Okay. And then
Okay.
I can do the sentencing on Hearst while they're in a breakout room.
Oh, I just accidentally. was my fault. Jeff Stone.
Looks like Mr. Stotts is back on.
Yeah,
Johnson
I
as well.
accidentally closed the room, so I don't know if he's
Oh,
done.
Okay.
Yeah, we need a couple of minutes yet.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Don't let me give you nervous fingers, Christy.
You gotta get used to everything, and it's
No, I know.
typing here and typing there, and
My secretary says it's super easy. She never complains at all. She says, "Oh my gosh, I wish it was more challenged."
it is. It's not bad. It's just
No, she's sitting here laughing because she's always complaining.
He's joking.
Totally.
it's not. The breakout rooms is what gets me. Other than that, it's not.
Right.
I don't see Mr. Hurst in here.
That's a Chula is the attorney. I don't know who that is.
Yes, Attorney Cholog, and now he's gone.
Oh.
Oh, that was quick.
Very.
Judge, we're ready on Chapman. There's 3
Good
files.
Good afternoon. You have Chapman for me, Michelle?
And let me see. I will pull Miss Chapman in as well.
Thank you.
Maybe. Oh.
There we go. Ms. Chapman, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. You need to angle the device a little bit more so I can see you, okay? I see your ceiling.
Okay.
Still looking at your ceiling. There we go. That's better. We are on the record, People versus Chapman. Counselors, identify yourself for the record.
Thank you. Judge, good afternoon. Attorney Angelo D'Onofrio on behalf of the defendant on the felony file and then also case number 19-1675 and 19-2394.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
This is date and time set for a probable cause conference and also a pretrial. Chapman. I actually have 3 files here.
Yes.
Okay. And so we have 1 pretrial, 2 pretrials, and a probable cause conference. Gentlemen, what are we doing on these cases?
Your Honor, after my discussion with the APA and also my client, I'm asking that all of these matters be adjourned for the reason that they involve the same complaining witness, and also, Judge, I don't have discovery on the two misdemeanor files. My client would waive the 21-day rule with regards to her right to have an exam in this matter.
And Ms. Chapman, you understand you're not waiving your right to have the preliminary examination, only to conduct it within 21 days of the date of the arraignment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And that's what you want me to do? That's what you'd like me to do, adjourn this so that you can get additional discovery?
Yes.
All right. I'll allow waiver of the 21-day rule. And Christy, I'll leave the date to you to arrange with the attorneys, okay?
Okay, I was going to ask Mr. D'Onofrio if we could do February 2nd at 1.
On all the files?
Yes.
That works.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much.
February 2nd, you said?
February 2nd at 1.
I'll write that on the file as well, okay?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing it as we're, yeah.
All right, and Bond will continue. You're all set.
Thank you all. Have happy holidays.
You too.
Thank you.
Ms. Chapman, you can leave the meeting now.
Okay, so I have to go to another court date in February?
Yeah, that's correct. February 2nd, okay? 1
February.
o'clock.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Attorney Sally Irwin back yet?
No, Miss Irwin. I have Mr. Spitzer back. I do not have, let's see. I do not have Mr. Haddad back either.
Okay.
I have
Justin
Jeff,
Andrews?
I'm sorry.
Justin Andrews? He's representing Dantes Forest.
I have
We had already-
David Burgess.
We
Okay.
issued a bench warrant on Poole. I imagine maybe his client, Mr. Spitzer's client, showed up.
Yes, yes, it looks like she is here now, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So do we want to do Miss Poole or do we want to go?
Did you already talk to Mr. Spitzer about Ms. Poole, Mr. Stone?
Judge, yeah, you know, there's a pending motion with one of these files. And Mr. Spitzer's gonna need to sort out whatever he needs to do to watch the video so he can,
Discovery?
yeah.
Well, then I'll set aside the bench warrant on those and we'll get a adjournment. I will bring them back in so I can just explain it to them. So that we can figure out the technology and get ready for the exam. So you can bring in Mr. Spitzer, Christie.
And this Kristen must be, it says Kristen's Galaxy, so I'm assuming that's her.
Okay. All right, recalling case of People versus Kristen Poole. Counselors, once again, identify yourself for the record.
My name is Thomas Spitzer, representing Kristen Stone, Your Honor. Or, I keep saying it, Kristen Poole, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
And Ms. Poole, could you state your name for the record?
You gotta unmute yourself.
Your device is muted, Ms. Poole. You have to unmute. Preferably not hang up.
Kristen
hear me?
Poole. I
There
can
we
hear
go.
you. Okay.
Now we lost video and we have audio. There we go. Now we have both.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Poole, I entered a bench warrant for your arrest because you showed up late. Why were you late?
I was late. My doctor started me on a new medicine and it just makes me sleep like really hard. I actually have an appointment on Friday to try to get the medication changed because it just makes me sleep.
Right. And you're being charged with possession of controlled substances?
Right.
Okay. You see that a judge may have a problem with that?
I mean,
Hearing. Okay. Well, nonetheless, Counselor, we've had some discussions procedurally prior to Ms. Poole coming aboard. I'm going to set aside the bench warrant because she did appear and she's given me an excuse. So I'll set aside the bench warrant. I'll reset do you want me to set it for a PCC so you can work out the glitches on the video that you had, Mr. Spitzer?
I think that's best, Your Honor, yes.
All right, I'll reset the PCC. You just have to coordinate with Christie as to a good date for both the prosecution and the defense, okay?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Kristen, Kristen, that's your new phone number you called me from?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Christie,
hang on to get the new date, Your Honor?
Christie, do you want me to give him a new date right now, or do you want to contact him afterward?
I think that February 2nd date, if that works for them, will be perfect.
Is February 2nd okay for you, Mr. Spitzer?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
That's at 1 o'clock, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Ms. Poole, you're okay to hang up. You're You're all set.
Okay, I'm trying.
All right. Good. Well, now I know why you're late too. Having a problem with that technology as well, I think.
Right?
Okay, so now I don't know if this is Mr. Haddad,
It's always fun to check.
because he does call in, and when he comes on, I know his voice, but oh, no. Sir, what is your name?
Kareem Parham.
Oh,
I downloaded the Zoom app, and I'm right now I'm waiting in the waiting room.
okay, we're gonna put you in the waiting room.
All right.
Now I have Mr. Hall back here too. I think Mr. Birch got a hold of his client. But I don't have her, and I have a Juan's iPhone and I have an iPhone, so I don't know.
Why don't you go ahead and check each of those? We'll see who they are. Just pull them on up.
Oh, this was that, oh no, he's still there.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Can I get your name, please?
Aisha Howard.
Ms. Howard?
Hi.
Hold on one second and we'll get you in a breakout room with your attorney. Have you spoke with your attorney yet?
Over the phone, me and him, but not since we've been in the courtroom.
Okay, well, maybe we can have Mr. Birch talk to you before we go on the record, okay?
Yes, sir.
Howard.
I'm gonna bring Mr. Birch in to put him in the,
Hello?
Hello. Oh.
I don't know if they can hear me or not.
Are you Mr. Parham?
Hello?
You Mr. Parham?
Your Honor.
Yes.
Well, we finally got video on you, Mr. Parham. That Zoom app worked. Hang on one second. We'll coordinate with your attorney here. And we'll get you rolling. We got to get Mr. Becker back in, okay?
Okay.
oh, Mr. Birch did, I just screwed this up. Hold on one second. And Mr. Stotts, are you?
We're ready. I think we have a plea agreement. Mr. Stone will take you up on what we talked about on the phone.
Okay, very well.
I think my guy's still floundering in the breakout room. No, there he is.
Johnson. Eddie Johnson. Yep.
Your Honor, this is Joseph Johnson.
We are back on the record. In regard to People versus Joseph Johnson, there are two files. And Mr. Stotts, could you state your name for the record?
I'm Stutz on behalf of Mr. Johnson.
And Mr. Stone, could you state your name?
Good afternoon, Judge Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
All right. And Mr. Johnson, could you state your name for the record for me, please?
My name is Joseph David Johnson.
Gentlemen, this date was set for a probable cause conference. I heard some talk of a possible plea agreement. Is that true?
That is correct, Your Honor. Mr. Johnson will be pleading guilty to 2 misdemeanors for dismissal of the felonies. The first would be a use charge on the drug case, a 1-year misdemeanor, and the second would be an attempted RNO, again, a 1-year misdemeanor. I request permission to voir dire my client on the elements of both of those.
Mr. Stone, is that a correct recitation of the plea agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
The recorder could not get the plea. She did not hear it. It was breaking up. If we can.
There would be a plea to a charge of use of narcotics rather than a possession. And the second count would be a attempted resisting and obstructing. The original counts would be dismissed. They're 2 separate files.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Johnson, you've heard your attorney indicate what you intend to plead guilty to. Is that a fair understanding of your plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you understand in regard to the plea of guilty to attempted resisting and obstructing a police officer and for the plea of guilty to use of a controlled substance, you understand you could go to jail on each of those for a year. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that by pleading guilty, you'd be waiving all the rights that you have in regard to going forward with a trial. You'd be waiving your right to call witnesses. You'd be waiving your right to testify, remain silent, not have that silence used against you. You'd have the right to have an attorney represent you throughout the course of those proceedings. And by pleading guilty here today, you're not going to have a trial of any kind. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And of course, you do have a right to appeal within 21 days to the circuit court as well. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Has anybody forced you or coerced you to plead guilty to these two crimes?
No, not
Are you
at
on
all, Your Honor.
probation? I'm sorry?
I said not at all, Your Honor.
Not at all. Are you on probation or parole to any court?
Yes, right now I'm
And you understand that
Romeo.
if you plead guilty while on probation or parole, it might violate the terms of your probation or parole. Do you understand that?
I did not know that, but they knew I had these dates
Okay,
coming up, but I know.
I'm letting you know now. I don't know what your probation officer is going to do. If you plead guilty to these charges, they may violate you, they may not. I don't know, but I got to at least advise you that that's a possibility. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you still want to go forward with these pleas?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, in regard to the attempted resisting obstructing charge, Mr. Stotts, if you'd like to start with an alleged offense date of November 19th of this year?
Yes, and if I may, before we do that, Mr. Johnson advised me that he's already been sanctioned on his probation because of the arrest in these cases. With respect to the alleged resisting and obstructing charge on the date by Judge Fratacangeli, is it true that you were approached by several police officers?
Yes.
And when those police officers approached you, you ran from them or left them and went into your house and locked the back door so they couldn't have access to you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right. It is also correct that on that date, pardon me one moment, Judge.
Sure.
That the police officers yelled at you to stop and you didn't stop, you proceeded into the house. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Right. I have nothing further on that, Your Honor. I think that makes up the elements of resisting.
Court satisfied with the factual basis in regard to file 2008082. In regard to the offense date of October 21st, 2018, the use of a controlled substance, you may voir dire your client.
Mr. Johnson, on the date stated by the judge, did several police officers approach you in the back of your place of employment?
Yes.
And they approached you to arrest you on the Romeo case we've been talking about that you're on probation for. Is that correct?
Yes.
And when they searched you following your arrest, did they find 4 hydrocodone pills in your pocket?
Yes.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Court satisfied with the factual basis. Counsel, you're satisfied?
Yes, I am.
Counsel for the prosecution, Mr. Stone, you're satisfied?
Your Honor, just one question. Mr. Johnson, did you have a prescription for those pills?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm satisfied, Judge.
All right, excellent. I accept the plea of guilty to count 2 on each of the files. In regard to sentencing, any objection to proceeding to immediate sentencing at this time?
None, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
What would you like to say on your client's behalf?
He's a 36-year-old young man. He is fully employed at the Rose Bowl Lanes. Prior to that, he was fully employed at the Sugar Bush Tavern. He was laid off from the Sugar Bush Tavern job due to COVID. He lives with his father. He and his father are jointly buying a house. He's 36 years old. He indicates to me that he does not have an active drug problem, but he had an injury, had no insurance, and the pills came in as a means of a pain reliever. I think he understands fully that he can't do that. He should not do that. With respect to the resisting and obstructing charge, Your Honor, I think it was minimal at best. He made some rash decisions, but shortly after entering the house, he came out of the house with his hands raised, and the police arrested him without further incident. He is impecunious at the moment. He does not, he's making on his, strike that, he was employed at the Rose Bowl Lanes. He's making about $200 every week, or about $400 every 2 weeks. He would need some time to satisfy any financial obligations to the court.
Is there anything you'd like to say, Mr. Johnson?
I mean, I'm very sorry for what I did. I know what I did was wrong, and just want to make it right. I don't want to be in trouble. I'm trying to grow up. I got rid of all my old friends. I'm just trying to grow up and be a man.
All right, well, let's see how you do. You keep getting yourself into worse and worse trouble. I can see you on your next charge ending up in prison, or if you continue with the opioids, ending up dead. So I hope you're able to turn it around. I hope the Romeo probation assists you, as will the probation in East Point. Sentence of this court in regard to the attempted resisting obstructing, it's a 1-year reporting probation, $40 per month oversight fee. There'll be random drug and alcohol screens at the probation department's discretion. It's $100 fines plus $100 costs, and there's to be no new offenses. In regard to the other case, in regard to the use of controlled substance, I'm going to order probation concurrent with the other charge. It's $100 fines plus $100 costs. I'm going to give you 6 months to pay on these. Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Happy holidays.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stotts. Take care of yourself.
You too.
Still no Mr. Haddad?
No, and Mr. Becker was going to adjourn Parham and Reese off the record. He said he needs to talk to Reese more, but he wanted to know if we could go on with Banks for the bond motion.
Oh, sure.
Let's handle Parham and is it Banks, you said?
I have Parham and I have Patrick Banks.
So you want adjournments on both of those? That's what Mr. Becker is asking for.
He wants adjournments on Parham and Reese.
Reese, okay, give me Reese.
Banks is going to be an adjournment, but he wants to address bond.
All right, and no objection from the prosecution to these adjournments?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Chrissy, if you can just get him a date on each of them, okay? I'll note that the adjourn per defendant's request.
Absolutely. I'll probably give him January 26th, which is what I believe he's got on another case.
Oh, good, perfect. And that's on both these files.
Yes.
January 26th, Christie?
Yes.
Thank you.
And you want to bring in Banks now in regard to the bond hearing?
Please.
Okay.
Hello?
You're back, Mr. Becker. How are you?
I am. Sorry about that, Judge. Technology.
I adjourned those other two cases for you, but I want to take care of Mr. Banks because you wanted to address the court in regard to bond as well. So,
thank you, Your Honor.
and there we go. Patrick Banks. We're on the record. People versus Patrick Banks. Counselors, identify yourself for the record.
Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. For the record, Attorney Stephen Becker for Mr. Banks. Mr. Banks, state your name for the record.
Patrick Lamar Banks, what up?
Your Honor, day and time set for a pretrial in this matter. I was disappointed on this case, so I am going to be asking for adjournment for discovery purposes, but I would like to address bond.
All right. Actually, okay. I have it listed here as a PCC, but it's a pretrial, correct?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, PCC.
No, I think you're right. I think it actually is a pretrial, but I had it listed as a PCC. All right, so we don't have to worry about waiving the 21-day rule. All right, how much time do you think you need, Mr. Becker?
It's just whatever the court assigns, it's fine.
And Christie, you'll find a date that Mr. Becker might be back again?
26th to 27th.
I got the 26th, I'm sorry, at 1.
January
Thank you.
26th at 1 o'clock. In regard to your bond request, what would you like to say, Mr. Becker?
Yes, Your Honor, my client's out on a bond for operating while intoxicated second. This was approximately a month ago, he tells me, about the 23rd of November. He's been on tether. The tether company is charging him $500 per month. He's having financial issues supporting that tether. He tells me he's had no issues with the tether, no violations whatsoever. So we would be either asking for a removal of the tether or a reduction in cost somehow.
All right. I will remove the tether if there's an in-home PBT. That's it's a little bit less expensive. But it's still. So I'll give him that option, okay? I'll allow him to use either the in-home PBT, which is a little less expensive, or continue with the alcohol tether. And then we can also review that when we come back here on the 26th.
Very well. Thank you, Your Honor. I'll instruct my client how to do that.
Okay, you have a nice day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate the time.
I think, yeah, Jeff Hall said he's ready again with
Okay.
Mr. Birch.
Howard, I think, no.
Yes, Howard.
Yes.
Go put your coat on. Take your box.
I hit the wrong one, Avis. I'm sorry. I'll be right with you.
No problem.
You were right under Mr. Hall. Hold on one moment.
All right, we're back on the record. People versus Howard. Mr. Birch, welcome back. It looks like your client appeared late, though, correct?
Well, Your Honor, luckily the email address I had happened to connect, and so she has a totally new address and phone number. Yes, thankfully, thanks for having us back.
All right, let's get everybody to state their names for the record.
Jeffrey Hall on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
George A. Birch, P38805 on behalf of Miss Howard.
Ms. Howard, could you state your name for the record, please?
Aisha Howard.
All right. This is date and time set for probable cause conference. What's the status of the case?
Your Honor, I haven't talked, well, I just talked to Miss Howard for the first time a few minutes ago. She's had a pretty tragic set of circumstances with the virus involving her daughter has been exposed, and her granddaughter, I understand, was just recently passed. And I don't know, I don't think her granddaughter was related to virus, but in any event, Miss Howard has a new address, and I think she'll be happy to give it to the court as well. Yeah.
Well, did we want to set this for an exam, or is there a plea?
Your Honor, if I could, I'd like to adjourn it for another probable cause conference if possible.
Are you going to be requesting additional discovery from the prosecution? Or?
I have discovery, Your Honor. I just haven't reviewed it with my client yet. I imagine if there is anything else, I would, but I think I probably have the discovery. I just haven't had a chance to go over it with my client.
All right, Mr. Stone, of course, you'll coordinate any plea offers with Mr. Birch.
Mr. Hall relates them to me.
Yeah, Mr. Birch has my number. I have his number.
Oh,
We'll
Mr. Hall,
coordinate a plea offer or any other resolutions in the district
All right,
court.
excellent. Well, Christy, what day is looking good for the court?
I'm looking to do February 9th at 1.
February 9th at 1 o'clock. Does that work for you, Mr. Birch?
I'm just gonna check real quick. I think it does, but let me check. That's a Tuesday, the 9th. Yeah, that's Groundhog Day. Yep, that's a good day.
I'd have to do it again and again. Mr. Hall, good for you?
That works for me, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue the bond and we'll see you back here on February 9th.
At 1 o'clock, that
1
day,
You got that, Ms. Howard?
Yes, sir. I'm writing it
All right.
down now.
Okay, you have a nice
February
day.
9th at 1 o'clock.
Can I get your new address, Miss Howard?
Enjoy you guys' holiday.
Ms. Howard, can you state your address, the new address before you leave, please?
Yes, 10330 Greensboro Street, GREENSBORO.
Which city is that?
Oh, we lost her.
Detroit, Michigan. It's 48224, Your Honor.
Ms. Howard's voice changed
Hello?
dramatically. We're all set, Ms. Howard. We got it from you. Thank you. You're all set. Mr. Birch gave us the rest of it. You're all set. Have a good day.
Hey, you should contact me, please, or I'll call you back. Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
I have Mr. Weiner and Miss Jubenville still in here. We were gonna adjourn that. I thought I. So I'm gonna pull Mr. Weiner and Miss Jubenville, and I believe they wanted an adjournment, Jeff?
We already adjourned that one.
Yeah.
I
Or
thought we
deviation.
did, but I don't know if Mr. Weiner got the date or not.
I'm here now. Hello.
Mr. Weiner, how are you today?
I am doing great for an old lawyer, sir.
Well, I don't see any old lawyers in my picture. Zoom must do a good job. I don't know.
Okay.
We're going to get you a new date so that deviation can be carried out. Okay, so
That's all I need. Thank you.
that's fine. Christy, which date would you prefer?
The February 2nd date.
Does February 2nd work for you at 1 o'clock?
February 2nd is a Tuesday at 1 o'clock. That's,
Yeah.
I hope you said that, sir. Thank you.
All right. Well, you have a nice holiday. All right. You take care of yourself.
And now the court has my appearance and everything now?
Yes, Christy?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You're all set. Take care now.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, I don't know if this is gonna be Mr. Parham again, or if this is gonna be Mr. Haddad. I didn't look at the number when I. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Is this Mr. Parham?
yes. I can't rejoin the video because
Your attorney's gonna be contacting you. Do you have his number? You need to contact him.
all right, what's his number? I don't have his number.
It's 586
586.
615 5617.
All right, so was court adjourned or?
It was rescheduled, yes.
All right, his name is Attorney Becker.
Attorney Becker.
Becker. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so I'm all done for today.
You're all set for today.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, bye bye.
So let's see, I have Mr. Burgess in here who is on Dantes Ferris. I have Mr. Cholog in here who is on Kareem Hurst. I do not see either of the defendants in here. So So do you want to call Mr. Cholog in on Hurst? And it looks like it's a fail to appear.
Sounds good.
Hey, Judge.
Good afternoon. We are on the record, People versus Hurst. Counselor, how are you today?
Judge Frederick, I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Any word from your client, Counselor?
No, Your Honor. I believe last time, October 6th, I think he was present because it shows my notes that he did plead.
Yeah.
So I don't have any word from him. My staff tried reaching out, I believe, but no contact has been made.
All right. Well, Counselor, state your name for the record, so at least we give you credit for being here.
Well, I appreciate that, Your Honor. Avis Cholog on behalf of Mr. Hurst.
All right. We will issue a bench warrant in the amount of $5,000 cash surety only. And we'll see what happened. We'll get him back here for sentencing. Okay. And you have a nice holiday. You take care now.
I'll see you Friday, Judge. Not too yet, but I appreciate it. Nice holiday too.
I'll see you then. Okay.
I'll see everyone. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Christy, I just called Sally Irwin to see where she was. Apparently, she said she called and left me a voicemail last night. I just checked. I don't have it. Maybe she called my office.
Okay.
Giving me permission to sign a sign and fly on behalf of Tara Thompson.
Okay.
So I'll get that paperwork to you guys in about an hour or so.
Sounds good. So and I still know Mr. Haddad.
You said you had Burgess in there?
Yes.
So Judge Don, People versus Dantes Faris.
Okay. Counselor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm well. Thank you, Judge.
Good. We're on the record, People versus Ferris. Counselor, your name for the record?
David Burgess for the record, Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Ferris.
Counsel for the People?
Your Honor, Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
This was a pretrial and domestic violence charge. Mr. Burgess, have you heard from your client at all?
Your Honor, I spoke to his mom. I know they were having trouble with the Zoom. I spoke to her yesterday. They were trying to download it. I think they have kind of a sketchy phone. So I don't know what the situation is, but I was in contact with the mother as recently as yesterday.
Right. Well, we haven't had any contact. Christy, you haven't had any phone calls or anything from Mr. Ferris, have you?
I have one call that just came into the meeting that I'm not sure who it is.
Well, why don't we check on that one real quick? And if it's not Mr. Ferris, we'll have to enter a bench warrant, okay?
All right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, this is Haddad again.
Mr. Haddad. Okay, hold on one second.
All right, so Mr. Ferris has not appeared. A bench warrant will enter. Ms. Burgess, if you do hear from him, have him get in immediately so we can have this bench warrant set aside. Otherwise, when we pick him up, we'll let you know, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll try to get a hold of him immediately. Thank you.
It's $5,000 cash surety only.
Okay. All right.
Take care. Let's bring in Mr. Haddad before we lose him again.
Yes, I have.
Am I in the wrong court? I sound like I'm in the shores.
What, does it sound friendly and cozy? I don't understand.
It sure does, but it doesn't sound like East Point.
Well, Mr. Haddad, welcome. We got a couple cases for you today, right? Or just the one?
Two.
Two. Okay. Mr. Stone, have you talked to Mr. Haddad about these two? Looks like PCCs.
I have.
We have.
Okay. Which one do you want me to call? Urif or?
You can call your Your Honor. That's going to be a waiver.
Okay, let's do Urif. Mr. Urif? Mr. Urif, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Come on in. Can you, we're on the record, People versus Urif. Sir, could you state your name for the record for me, please?
Sean Adam Urif, Your Honor.
All right, and counselors, could you state your names for the record?
Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Judge Frederick. My name is Mark Haddad. I represent Sean Urif.
And at this date and time set for a probable cause conference, it appears that Mr. Urif has decided and the people have decided to waive their rights to preliminary examination to proceed to circuit court arraignment and pretrial, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Is that a correct understanding, Mr. Urif?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand if you waive your right to the preliminary examination, you do so permanently and you alleviate the prosecution of the burden of going forward and showing probable cause to believe that a crime was committed and probable cause to believe that you're the one that did it. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody forced you or coerced you to waive your right?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court finds that the waiver has been freely and understandably given. I'll allow a waiver of the preliminary examination and will set the circuit court arraignment and pretrial. Mr. Stone, do you have a date for that?
Yeah, Judge, it's going to be January 7th, 2021, 8:30 a.m. with Judge Toya.
All right. And
Thank you,
Bob will
counsel.
continue. You're all set, Mr. Yarif.
Thank you, Your
Can I
Honor.
get a moment with my attorney? Is that possible?
Yeah, that should not be a problem. Can we put him in a quick breakout room? Mr. Haddad contacted us by phone. Can we still use the breakout room?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get you in a breakout room. Then we'll take your other case, Mr. Haddad.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then he's got the last one. He's in jail as well.
Yeah. Seekers? Seekers. And what? Green? No, I'm not that green. Do we have anything for green?
Green, Karen was supposed to text over. Green, we did off the record. It was a
Oh, you did?
set for a bench trial or a jury trial when we can
Okay.
proceed.
So has the judge-elect come into court at all, Christie?
She has been in. She was actually here right before we started court. She's measuring everything up and out looking for a desk and getting robes, and
It's an exciting time.
she said she's getting excited. I said, well, now it's only 2 weeks away.
Yeah. It's a little scary, but very exciting.
Yes, yeah. They're doing some work. They're working on her stuff right now.
Oh, yeah.
I got to keep going out there and telling them they got to quiet down. We can hear them.
I was wondering what that was. I thought it was feedback from one of the phones or the other Zoom, but it was loud.
I'm gonna close this room, so hopefully, because he was on the phone, they're not gonna be able to pop out automatically.
Right.
And if we can do that,
Okay.
I would go to the treatment program.
Let's see if it moved them.
Oh, I'm here. Thank you.
Sorry about that. We had to just check and see if you were ready or not because you're on the phone. It wouldn't automatically pop out.
Oh, no, we're ready. Thank you.
Okay.
Are we good?
So we're going to, we're done with Mr. Yarif, and we're going to go on to, all right, Mr. Seegers.
Mr. Haddad, I'll call you tomorrow then.
Very good. Sorry, Your Honor.
No, not a problem. What are we doing on Seegers?
Mr. Seegers, can you hear me?
He's not in the room yet. I was just wondering procedurally what we're going to do.
He wants to hold an exam.
Do you need an in-person or a Zoom?
I think we can do a Zoom. I talked with Jeff about that, yeah.
Okay, I can get you a date for that. That's not a problem.
Awesome.
Is there any bond request or anything like that?
I'm not going to do that now. I'll wait till the next
All right,
time around.
Then I can just get you a date certain for the exam. That's not a problem. Just
Perfect.
talk to Christie and make sure Mr. Stone's available and we'll get you a date certain.
Real good.
All right. Well, anything else for me, Christie?
I'll go.
I'm sorry?
The jail left us.
We don't need the jail anyway.